Hi, I'm Tina Eichenberg. I'm an energy alignment and self-care coach. I created this webinar so that you can see how energy alignment and self-care can help put your anxiety and depression into remission once and for all. I hope you enjoy the webinar and please reach out and let me know what you think. Let's get started. It's a Heal From Within webinar. In this webinar, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, my story, how I found energy alignment, what energy and energy alignment is, how you can keep yourself in a stable place with your anxiety and depression so it doesn't creep back up again, and a little bit about the program of how you can get there. So let's get started. Again, my name is Tina Eichenberg. I'm an energy alignment and self-care coach. I have been married for almost 26 years. I have 3 adult children. I love the beach, I love camping, and I love Christmas. My anxiety and depression probably started around age 8. At that point, that was when my parents' marriage first started to show problems, or at least that I noticed the problems. And I grew up in a household where the adults were emotionally unavailable to teach me about my own emotions. So me and my brothers and sister were kind of left to fend for ourselves with our emotions, which I think most people are. Most kids in the 70s and 80s, and maybe even the 90s, weren't taught to process their emotions effectively. So they learned to stuff them down, stuff them away, and let them stack up, let them get stuck. My first time with having medication and talk therapy for my anxiety depression wasn't until I was about 23 years old, after I had my twins. I had gotten to the point where I just could not function anymore, and it was time that something needed to be done. So I got on my first medication for anxiety and depression. And while I remember it helping, it also suppressed all of my emotions. I still didn't know how to process my emotions. And it never came up in talk therapy that I needed to learn how to process my emotions. So as soon as I started feeling better, I'd come off the medication and I would go back into that state of anxiety and depression. Fast forward to 2018, I had the perfect life. I had been married to my husband for 23 years by that time. All of our kids had graduated high school. We were becoming empty nesters, and we moved to our dream home on the beach. Everything seemed wonderful. However, on the inside, I was still dying. I would think that people were saying things about me that they weren't saying. I would create stories in my head to make myself feel better. I would expect my husband, my children, to help fix me. And everything they did, bless their hearts, didn't help. I was suffering. I gained weight. I cried all the time. I had a short temper. Something needed to be done, and I needed to take action. So I did. I called a doctor. I got on medication, called a talk therapist, and started weekly sessions. But again, it didn't seem to help. I didn't feel any better after 8 weeks on the medication. After talking to the doctor, he wanted to raise my dosage. Now, I had no testing done, although he said that it was probably just a chemical imbalance. I didn't know what chemical it was that was imbalanced. So how did we know what medication was going to work? It was trial and error. After 8 weeks, he wanted to up the dosage, and I didn't want to do that. After 8 weeks of talk therapy, I gained some tools to help me learn to process my emotions, my current emotions. But when I tried to process emotions that would come up from the past, from past stories, from past events, I couldn't do it. I was having a really hard time with letting those emotions go, letting that anger go, letting that sadness go. I had excessive worry, lots of muscle tension. I had a lot of headaches. I had frequent colds. I had heartburn. I had stomach pain. I had difficulty sleeping. I had digestive problems. You name it, I had it. And I know a lot of other women have them too. But they become so normal that we don't realize that we have them anymore. They're just normal. They're a part of life, and we shrug them off. So I did some research, and I knew that there was another way to put my anxiety and depression into remission. And that's when I found the emotion code: how to release your trapped emotions for abundant health, love, and happiness. This was created by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And at first, I was a little skeptical. How can I tap into my subconscious to find these trapped emotions, these imbalances that need to be cleared? I watched every YouTube channel on the emotion code. I read the book, and I decided to take the course so I could learn everything I needed to learn about the emotion code. And the first thing I learned was about the heart wall. Your heart wall is built up of emotions that get trapped and build up this brick wall in front of your heart. It's built up of trapped emotions that are created like bricks, layer by layer by layer. And it's very hard for the energy of love, the energy of gratitude, the energy of appreciation to go through that brick wall. So if you have a heart wall, you may not feel the love that someone's trying to send to you. You may also have a hard time showing your love for somebody else. Once this heart wall was taken down, the euphoric feeling I felt the next day when I woke up was just weird. I hadn't felt this way before. I didn't know what I was feeling. I had to go to my muscle testing and look at positive emotions and ask my subconscious, what is this emotion that I'm feeling? I've never felt it before. And it was joy. It was pure joy. Now, I wasn't giddy. I wasn't excited, but I was joyous. My heart felt bigger. The tension in my shoulders released, and I could just breathe. After I had my heart wall cleared, I decided to get my certification in the body code. And that's the second level to the emotion code, but it goes into 6 different areas of your life, of your body. It goes into energetic forms: mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. You can go into your circuit systems, your nervous system. Go in and look to see what is blocking your vagus nerve from being 100% happy. You can go in and find toxins that you may have received when you were a child that has been affecting you since that day. Leftover pathogens from when you were sick, viruses, bacteria, parasites. Not only can they leave physical forms, but they can leave the energetic form behind as well, especially if you had some emotional trauma going on during the time that you were sick. You can check into misalignments with bones, chakras, auras. And you can also ask your subconscious, what nutrition or exercise program is it that I need? What would be best for my body, for my soul, for my happiness? So to understand how trapped emotions and imbalances work, you need to understand how energy and the body work together. Everything is energy. Everything around you is energy. There's solid energy and there's invisible energy. The invisible energy is going to be your spirit body, your ki, your chi, your prana, your soul. The physical body is the energy in the form of matter or solid energy. So you are 100% pure energy. And to show kind of how energy works, energy changes the weather. It helps you to walk. It helps your heart to beat. That is all pure energy. So when a memory of an emotion or an imbalance is left behind, it often is one of the contributing factors to your anxiety or your depression or any other issue that you may be facing. You can see on this where anger, fear, and disgust lay, but you can also see where happiness, love, and pride sit. Our emotions can be felt entirely throughout our body. Emotions are just energy in motion. But if you don't allow yourself to experience them and allow them to flow, they will get stuck and eventually can cause you to have physical ailments. But by the time you feel the physical ailment, that emotion, that imbalance has been stuck for a while. So what are emotions? Emotions make life colorful. They make it more exciting. If we didn't have emotions, we couldn't have the experiences we had. I don't like to label things, but I know that we have to so that we have an understanding. There are bad emotions and there are good emotions. But if you can shift your thinking that emotions are just there, they're not good, they're not bad, they're just energy. It's just energy that is moving through your body to alert you that something is going on, whether it's good or bad, and for you to pay attention to how those emotions are going through your body. The other things that we can trap or hold on to are beliefs. A belief is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. And this is good. This is for both negative and positive beliefs. And you gain these beliefs through how you're raised, from your parents, from your ancestors, from the media, from teachers, from your friends, from things that you read. You can change your negative beliefs with mindset. You absolutely can. But by pairing it with the energetic work, it'll make it that much easier by clearing a path so that your conscious mind can make the decisions on what beliefs to change. And if you didn't know you had a belief, energy alignment can help you to identify the belief that you do have. Because we may have beliefs that we don't know about, especially if they're inherited. So what other imbalances can we have? We talked about energies, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical energies that we can have and trap. You can also have allergies, idea allergies, allergies to money, allergies to success, allergies to love. You can also have physical allergies, but those can also be cleared up through energetic work. You can have offensive energies, entities, energetic cords, or curses that have been passed down through your ancestral line. A lot of these energies may be inherited. You get them from your parents, just like your eye color or your hair color. They may be absorbed from somebody that you were around that was going through something, and you took on their energy to help protect them. Or shared energies. If you and another person were in the same event and it was traumatic for both of you, you may share that energy to take on the pain of the other. So why do negative beliefs and other imbalances get trapped? Trapped energies are created when our minds and our bodies are not allowed to fully express or experience them. When we're told to stop crying, to be quiet, or why are you thinking that way? This can lead to massive stifling of energies that flow through our body. And by not allowing them to flow through our body, they'll get stuck. Once you start to release these negative energies, these negative imbalances, this emotional baggage, it's like a weight just lifted off your shoulders. So how do we find these imbalances? Through muscle testing. Our bodies know exactly what's going on. Our subconscious knows everything about us from the beginning of time until now. It's stored it all. Because I can connect to your energy like a Wi-Fi signal, I can ask your subconscious specific questions. And through muscle testing, your subconscious will tell me what's going on. Now, during that process, I set my subconscious aside and temporarily become you in a sense. But it's an easy and quick way to find these imbalances so that we can begin to clear them. So here is a few testimonials from clients of mine that have gone through the program. So you can pause to read the testimonials. What does a session look like? Well, if you're watching this in your pajamas, you can do the same thing with a session. See, all the sessions are virtual. They're either by Zoom, by phone, or via email. Once going through a session, you'll want to drink a lot of water and you want to relax and just breathe. You don't have to talk about anything that's going on. You don't have to ask more questions, but you can. All I ask is that during a session, that if something resonates with you, that you acknowledge it and you allow it to release. So you've gone through some energy alignment sessions and you're feeling great. So how do you keep the momentum of feeling great going? What is that missing factor? Self-care. Self-care is not being selfish. You have to put yourself first before you put others before you. So what is self-care? Self-care is a deliberate act of caring for yourself. Self-care looks different for everyone. For some, it may include ensuring basic needs like getting enough sleep, taking a shower, or brushing your teeth are met. For others, it may be setting some time aside for journaling or meditating. It is unique to your specific needs and your circumstances, and it is not limited to face masks, exercising, or massages. Sometimes self-care might include allowing yourself to cry or setting boundaries in your personal and professional life. This could look like you saying no to things that you don't have time or energy for. Self-care promotes community care and family care. When you take care of yourself, it's easier for you to care for others, including your family, your friends, and the community around you. So some things about self-care, or some things that are self-care, of course, is meditation, journaling, a good sleep schedule, learning a breath work, good nutrition, learning to set boundaries, getting moving, changing your mindset, and learning to love yourself again. I understand that it's really hard for some people to understand how can they love themselves. They may not even know who they are. But when you start doing the energetic work and the conscious work, you'll begin to find out who you are, what you're meant to do, and how to keep yourself in a happy state. Because we are all here to be joyful and happy. So what do you get in the Heal From Within program? You get 12 weeks of energy alignment sessions. Each energy alignment session lasts 30 to 60 minutes, depending on what's coming up and how your body responds to the energy clearing. As time goes on, these sessions will begin to last longer. You get one past life regression session, which takes about 3 to 4 hours to complete. And you will do this about halfway through your session. This will give you insight into who you were in another life, what lessons you were meant to learn. We'll go through a body scan looking for any illnesses, misalignments, entities, or other things that need to be cleared on that day. You'll also be able to ask your higher self some questions like, what is your soul's path? What am I meant to do? Is there a problem that needs to be taken care of that I'm not aware of? There are 3 different ways that you can take this course. One-on-one, where it's just you and me twice a week, 1 energy alignment session, 1 self-care conscious work session. Group coaching, you get the 12 one-on-one energy alignment sessions, but then you take a group course on the self-care side of it with other women. Or there's the online access to the self-care digital course, where you can guide yourself through the courses, implementing them as you go through them. This course includes lessons on the following: meditation, journaling, emotional acceptance, adequate nutrition, what does exercise do for your mind, your thoughts create things, a gratitude practice, looking at your sleep schedule and why it's important, 2 weeks on how to set boundaries and why those are important, a Ho'oponopono prayer, and reading the 4 agreements, which is highly important with this course, so you'll want to buy the book. You will also receive 6 months of tune-ups at a discounted rate. My goal with all of my clients is that you don't have to come back for months at a time. That once we get you through the 3 months of energy alignment sessions and self-care, that you're ready to take on your own healing, that you're prepared enough that you can do this on your own. But I want to give you the 6 months of tune-ups at a discounted rate for if you're not ready to start doing your own healing and digging in deeper. These 6 months can give you tune-ups as you are going through things and find other things that are coming up. So if this webinar resonates with you, click the link below to book a discovery call now. You can find me on my website at www.designyourexistence.com or on all social media at Design Your Existence. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to talk with you soon.